Surratt, he'll be out this week. Billy Turner, he will also be out this week. The surgery went well, but he'll be out just for this week. For this week, we'll see what happens next week. And then Will McDonald came in this morning. You guys are going to see him on the did not participate in practice. Did not practice report. We'll see how it goes. He's dealing with an ankle. Again, he finished practice yesterday, but popped up this morning.
With Turner, is that, I know it's a finger, was that what it was, Scott?
Yeah, he broke I'm not going to give the exact details, but I couldn't even tell you anyway, but he's dealing with a surgically repaired finger.
Was he playing through that? Like, did that happen?
It happened during the game.
So what do you think your offensive line looks like at this point?
We'll see on Sunday. No, we've got a good plan. Like I said, the individual pieces on our offensive line, love all of them. You know, you just wish you would get some continuity so they can play together and learn how to play off one another. So, you know, we love the five that are lining up. We just need time for them to get that continuity.
Well, you don't know the five that are lining up, do you?
No, we do.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hold on to it.
What can you tell us about Dwayne's status?
Dwayne, it's gonna be another week for Dwayne.
With Becton, I mean, there were so many questions about him coming in to the season, and will he hold up and all that through training camp, and he's been one of the few consistently been there guys.
Knock on wood, man. No, he is doing a great job. Mackay has done a really nice job. I mean, we're only 8 games in. There's still 9 games left, and you know, and I know he's battling through some things, and he's battling through, you know, working with us too, and just making sure that we take care of him in terms of the maintenance overall. And but he's grinding. He's doing everything and more to prepare himself to play on Sundays, and he's doing a nice job. He's playing at a high level, and we're fortunate that he's finding his stride.
With Cobb, what went into him being a healthy scratch last week?
You know, he was still dealing a little bit with the AC, but he obviously he could have played, but when you get into that spot with Hardy down and you're dealing with some injuries on the defensive side of the ball like Chess or Rod, special teams comes into play. Again, trying to get Irv up, trying to get Malik up. Those guys are big special teams players for us. So it really was more of a special teams decision.
With someone like that who's accomplished what he's accomplished in his career, is that a tough conversation to have?
Yeah, especially with how hard he works and the type of leadership he provides in the locker room. Love Cobby, love everything about him. You can see why he's had so much success in his career, and it's never easy, but you know, his story definitely is not over here with this team.
The running backs and quarterbacks sometimes can kind of take over a game, but receivers, more so than those positions, are kind of dependent on other things happening. A guy like Garrett, do you have to sometimes remind a guy like that you know, just stay within your lane, do your job. You can't do this by yourself, because he seems very prideful, obviously, about his offensive struggles.
Yeah, no, that is an awesome question and great insight, because it's you know, receiver is one of the more uncontrollable positions on the field, because you're reliant on 1, the play call, 2, the O-line protecting, 3, the quarterback delivering you the ball, and 4, the defense giving you a coverage that allows you to get the ball, or at least gives you a chance to win so you can get the ball. So there's a lot of things that have to go right for a receiver when he's just out there running his route. So, you know, you just focus on the main thing, and that's the style of play and your effort, your technique, your violence, you know, when you get the ball in your hands, what are you doing with it? Because sometimes you can see it, and I think that's why in this league-wide, when you see frustration on the sideline, it's usually coming from a receiver, because, like, they want to be a part of the game, and when you're so locked in on the things you have no control over, all heck, and this is human nature, all heck breaks loose. When you're trying to control an uncontrollable aspect of life, chaos ensues. But if you focus on the things that you've got control over, then you're satisfied with the result because you know you gave everything you've got. And he is a competitive young man. He's a tremendous young man, and he's a fierce competitor. And he just wants to help. He just wants to be a part of it. It doesn't come from a selfish, I need mine mentality. He just wants to help. And so you can deal with that and just continue to work with him, and he's going to continue to challenge everybody to get him the opportunities he needs to help. And then obviously as coaches, it's our job to find ways to get him the ball.
On the flip side of that, what's the challenge of Devante Adams?
Same thing. He's an elite talent. Obviously, he's probably going to be in the Hall of Fame one day, and he's got a tremendous mindset. Everything I've heard about him, just obviously being connected to all those guys in Green Bay and with Coach LaFleur and all that, but he's elite in every aspect of football, and an elite football player. Aside from just his athleticism, he understands the game. He can feel space. He can feel just his releases, just all of it. And he's somebody we obviously have to pay attention to.
And what did you see out of O'Connell his first split?
Did a good job. He was very poised. A lot of times you see rookies looking at the rush and being nervous about the rush, and so they're missing their reads out in the. You might miss a guy that's open, but you can see him keeping his eyes downfield and having subtle movements in the pocket. Does a really nice job. He plays smart, and again, he's got a good running game really good running game to lean on, and he's got a darn good receiving core to throw to, and thought they did a really nice job last week.
Do you know Antonio Pierce at all, like through the years?
No, I don't know him.
Do you remember him as a player?
Just a little bit, but he's obviously he's doing something right and to be named the interim head coach. It's an honor, and it's awesome that he's getting this opportunity.
Robert, I understand the offensive struggles aren't just on Zach, right? But you can't change out an offensive line in a game. You can't change the play caller in a game. You can change a quarterback in a game, and sometimes that gives a team a spark. With the way things are going, is that on the table this week? Like, would you think about making a change in game if these struggles continue?
That's more hypothetical, and the reality to pull a quarterback to spark change. It's my opinion. Like, it's got to be crystal clear that it's him. When you've got everybody with their hand in the cookie jar, it's really hard to justify blaming one human. And you could say, well, blame it on somebody, and let's just do something. But is it what's necessary at that time to derail whatever it could be and just create all kinds of other problems in the future? So there is a global aspect of it. Now, if it was as clear as one person, you make a change, whether it's any position. But when it's not, when everyone has their hand in like I said, the cookie jar, and it's coaches included, it's hard to justify, in my mind, making a move just to make a move.
With the changes that the Raiders made last week, what does that do to your kind of scouting process? Like, is their offense much different with Bo calling the plays versus Josh, with Peyton versus Jimmy?
Yeah, no, there's obviously nuance. Got one game's worth of nuance to look at. Eventually, there's going to be a tendency, but that goes back to who we are. This is a typical game in the sense of we are who we are. This is how we play. You try to do your best to dictate based on your rules, and so it's more representing our style and more about us rather than what they do.
With Crosby, asked about it the other day, but what's kind of stunning looking at his numbers is this number of snaps he's played. You've been clear about your philosophy of rotating guys. What do you think of him? I mean, he's played 98% of their snaps.
Yeah. And he's like the Energizer Bunny, man. He just keeps on going and going and going. Old school commercial for you young bucks. But it's he is a freak in that regard. Like, he does not stop, and he's and I think that's why he's so special. He gets a lot of reps at a very high level, and he's got tremendous instinct and feel, and plays with violence, and I mean, he is absolutely relentless, and you can tell he absolutely loves the game of football, loves his teammates, and he lays it all on the field every single time, every chance he gets.
gone to school out of Connecticut.
Yeah, we're going Connecticut with this one. Old Steve Young's alma mater. We're recognizing Coach Anthony Morello of Greenwich High School. They beat a team they hadn't beat since '04. Long time. But the defending state champs, currently number one in the state. He graduated from Coach graduated from Greenwich back in from high school, and he was named head coach back in '19. Good luck to all of you guys tonight. All right, thank you guys.